don't even know if I'm going to use this film or not. It's actually very hard for me to talk.
This is where I felt like the body, mind, spirit all coming together. Wisdom I've ever gained, the most like beautiful spiritual experiences I've ever had have been in a state of...
My intuition was just like boom, boom, boom. All these answers coming through. You forget that it's all intelligently designed and you really don't have to do a lot. Like, you just have to follow that feel-good feeling and everything falls in place.
With the changing of seasons, I feel like it's just natural for most humans to want to do a cleanse and a reset. And for me, this is body, mind, spirit. And especially with spring now here, I wanted to cleanse my energy and connect deeper with Mother Earth. And that is exactly why I did a Kambo ceremony right before the changing of the seasons and the eclipses. So in this video, I want to dive into my Kambo experience and share with you guys why it is I think that this medicine is so powerful, why I continue to do it, and how I use it as a tool to manifest and reset my energy and absorb the wisdom of the earth. If this interests you, stay tuned and let's dive into the video. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki master, energy work practitioner, psychic development teacher, manifestation coach. So first off, what is Kambo? Kambo is actually a poison that is scraped off of the giant monkey tree frog, which is found in parts of the Amazon rainforest. So this toxin scraped off the tree frog is used in Kambo ceremonies to basically purge the body and the energy bodies of any kind of toxins or lower level energies that are not serving the person's highest good. It's a traditional medicine that's used for cleansing rituals, and it's a waxy substance that is scraped off of the frog. It legit, guys, looks like wax. This frog is said to be a gift from Mother Earth because it is a way for us to cleanse our energy bodies and our physical bodies, for us to release energies that are not serving us and to release toxins that are harming our physical body. So it helps us clear our energy to get more in touch with our intuition. And I also look at this too, guys, as we are absorbing the wisdom of Mother Earth and the frog. It's kind of like if you've ever heard of people doing ayahuasca, you're not the same whenever you drink it because essentially it becomes a part of you. It changes your DNA. That's the same concept with the frog. It almost like permanently allows you to absorb this wisdom from the frog, this information. You're getting a download. You're just not the same after you subject your body to these substances. Why do people do Kambo? Well, I already kind of explained that it's because it's cleansing you body, mind, spirit. It's giving you clarity and you're getting a download of wisdom from Mother Earth and the frog, right? But also it is known that these ceremonies can bring you good luck. It can increase your stamina. It can cure physical ailments, or it's said to. I don't want to make a disclaimer here. It gives you clarity and insight. And they say that there are some proponents that Kambo can treat Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, cancer, infertility, depression, anxiety, infections, and addiction. So those are some things that it can help with. Now, I'm not gonna claim that it can cure anything. This is just information that I had looked up. I will actually put the website below of my shaman of who did the ceremony for me. So she has a whole bunch of information if you guys want more about Kambo. What does a Kambo ceremony exactly look like? So guys, if you haven't guessed it already, it's very earthy. It's very shaman-y vibes. And I absolutely love that. Making a disclaimer, highly recommend that whoever you get to do your Kambo ceremony, if this interests you, make sure that they are trained in it and it's not just some random person or somebody you just find on the internet. The shaman or the practitioner will do 3 to 6 burn marks, and what she does is she just takes like a little incense and lights it, and then she picks points where they make burn marks, and this is to actually get the poison into the system. So there are traditional points. The woman gets 3 points on the inside of her ankle and the man gets it on the shoulder. Now, if you want to work in certain chakras or wanting to heal certain elements, there are points in which that you can make specifically for that. So for example, my first ceremony, I did the 3 points on the ankle, and I only did 3 points because I was uncertain how my body would react to the medicine. And she does do a test point. So 1 test point before actually putting on the 3 or the full dosage of the medicine. That was my first time doing it. My second time, which was this time, we didn't do a test point because we already knew that my body could tolerate it. Since I wanted to work in my throat chakra, I decided to do 3 points on the back of my neck. It doesn't hurt too bad, guys. It's kind of like pricking your finger if you're getting, you know, blood taken or something like that. But it was quick. She just kind of rubs it a little bit. We're just barely breaking the skin, so it doesn't even bleed. We just want enough for when you put the poison on it, for it to be absorbed into your system, your lymphatic system. If you're more experienced, I'm pretty sure you can have up to 9 to 12 points at one time. And I was not that brave. Maybe I'll get there eventually, but definitely am going to baby step this, guys. After she made the points, you have to drink like, I think, a liter of water. And this is just to help you purge, basically, because I fasted before even doing the ceremony. So you have to fast, I think, for 12 hours at least, because you don't want anything in your system, because you will be throwing up. And they want you to throw up the water. She gave me a liter of water, put some electrolytes in it, and you have, I think, like 10 to 15 minutes to drink it. And so I just chugged it. After I chugged the water, I basically shared my intention with my shaman just to let her hold space for me and my intention to help power it up on why I was doing the ceremony. Like I said, I was working in my throat chakra. I was working on just my communication, my public speaking, and my self-expression, and just my divine will. Things I wanted clarity on in my life path. That's what I was searching for. I was also working in my root chakra, but I set the intention for that as well too. So I didn't put any points down by my back, but it doesn't mean that the medicine didn't help heal that. It definitely did. So how Kambo works is it gets into the lymphatic system, and then you actually start having symptoms of poison, pretty much. Your body starts reacting. When your body starts reacting, it then starts to purge itself of toxins, of all toxins in your body. So the medicine works multi-dimensional, which means it works in your energy body, it works in your physical body, and it works in your mental body. So body, mind, spirit. And this was the whole reason why I love this medicine, is because it helps cleanse you on all levels of your energy body. So when it enters into your system, your body's going to start reacting, and everybody's going to be so different, guys, because we all have different energies, different bodies. Whichever way that you react, that is just your unique ceremony. So for me, when the medicine enters into my system, I start getting heart palpitations. Yep, we're starting to get flushed. Heart palpitations. Oh man. Yep. So I can feel like a flushed feeling. I can feel my heart start to pick up. I almost get like a really, really hot feeling, like almost like you're gonna pass out. And then I get this intense pressure in my head. Like it's an immense amount of pressure. And I felt it before too with deep states of meditation and conscious expansion, which I find very interesting. But this pressure is like there the entire time. The medicine also has peptides in it, and I will list down below what peptides it does have. I'm not gonna get all scientific with you guys because I don't exactly know what they do, but other than it starts to make your stomach contract, and this is where the throwing up and the purging comes. So the upward purge is when you throw up, and then there might be a downward purge because it's contracting your intestines. So you're gonna basically flush out your intestinal tract. It doesn't have to be right then and there, but later on, this is something that could happen. The medicine works through your energy bodies, and dependent upon the energy that you are in is going to depend upon how much work it needs to do. If you have more detoxing to do in the physical body, it's going to spend more time there, and sometimes it might not even get to your other energy bodies because maybe your physical body needed more work. I like to compare it to Reiki as well too, guys, because the same thing happens. The practitioner can't control how you heal. The energy ultimately is determining how you heal, right? I'm gonna share my experience with you guys just so you get a better idea of how this works, and just to give you an idea of what symptoms or some things that you might experience during a Kambo ceremony if this is something that interests you. It started working in my physical body first, and that just makes sense because your physical body is the body that houses the energy that is you. So you have to clear out those lower level frequencies for more of your soul to actually integrate into the physical body, right? So that's where it started, and this is when I started to get the flushed feel, and then I started to feel like I needed to throw up. And of course, there was nothing in my stomach. I hadn't eaten because I was fasting, but so I started throwing up the water. But with the water, there was mucus that was coming up.
Oh, I feel a lot of pressure right here. I feel like I'm just needing to push.
So it was purging my body of mucus. I could feel it actually start to form right around my neck, and this might be too because of my placement of the medicine. So I placed it on the back of my neck, and I think that because I placed it there, it was really, really working on my throat chakra. So that's where a lot of healing went to immediately. I started getting a lot of mucus. I was spitting it up, throwing it up. I could feel my stomach contracting, and I could feel my intestines contracting. I had to lay down for part of it because it was so intense. I like to describe it as like it comes in waves. So the initial first wave is honestly the worst. And it's like the first like 30 seconds to a minute that the medicine is on where it feels the strongest. And to get through like the first part of it, guys, honestly, I had to connect to my breath and just focus on breathing. Where I went different between my first time doing it and my second time was I surrendered my second time. My first time, I felt a lot of tension in my body, and I kept gripping and like squeezing things. I kept holding tension in my body. But this time I just honestly, I let go. I just honestly let my body go limp when I laid down, and I let the medicine just work through me, and hoping that it would work through me faster, right? If I didn't hold any kind of resistance. But there is points in which I felt like I needed to push energy out. This is it also working through your physical body and kind of transitioning to your energy body. So I could tell that there were points in my body that it was working through me, and I needed to push energy out. So this was like in my stomach area, this was in my hips, my hands started doing like this thing, and especially in my jaw. I kept opening and closing my mouth. My jaw is a place where I hold a lot of tension. I actually have to pop my jaw quite a bit because I automatically, for some reason, grit my jaw closed, just where I hold stress, and I grind my teeth a lot. So I've done that ever since I was a child. This is one thing that has always stuck with me. Once I stopped feeling the need to actually squeeze energy out or hold tension, or it legit you can feel it actually energy pushing out of you. If you want to call that an exorcism or not, but I was shaking a little bit. My body was doing kriyas, or just movements. I had to feel like I needed to do movements to help help move energy in my body. So I was just letting my body do its thing, honestly. Whatever it needed to do to basically save me is what I was just allowing it to do, because by this point, honestly, it felt like I wasn't even in control. My body was just doing its thing that it needed to do to cleanse itself of the toxin and the energies that were coming up. And one thing too, during this time when I was throwing up, when I was moving, my shaman, she is so beautiful. She was playing music, she was saying mantras and praying over me. She would light sage, and she would help sage and clear the area after I was throwing up. You know, she absolutely just held such a beautiful, grounded space for me, especially like being in such a vulnerable state, because to do this in front of somebody is completely scary, and you're putting a lot of trust in this other person. Like if something were to go wrong, they're there to help save you, essentially, because they're trained in how to basically take the medicine off and what to do, what signs to look for if something were to go completely wrong. Whenever I feel symptoms, I actually speak them out, so she is aware of what is going on. And she's like, that's normal. So they're trained. They actually had to be subjected to a lot of Kambo themselves and go through it themselves to actually be a practitioner. Once I actually like felt the switch between it was working through my physical body and then it switched to my emotional body, I didn't feel the need to move anymore, but I started actually getting emotions coming up. I started crying for no reason. I had no idea why I was crying, but emotions were purging themselves now. Actually asked my higher self why I was crying, and it told me the reason, and I'm gonna keep that to myself. But you know, that is just the wisdom that was coming through at that time. I was getting clarity on some things that were bothering me that I really didn't realize that I was holding in. So I was actually able to move that energy to heal from it. Then whenever it switched from my emotional to my spiritual body, this is where I felt like the body, mind, spirit all coming together, because I started actually getting electrical shocks and like little spikes almost. I don't know how else to describe it.
Then another thing that was really interesting with it was still working through my energy body was I got like I say the urge, but like when I say urge, guys, like you have to do these movements. You're not really in control of it. Like the body is doing its thing. So I sat up super straight like this. Like I could not sit up. And as soon as I did that, I started seeing colors. Like I closed my eyes and I started seeing the colors of the chakras, and I started feeling electricity going up and down my spine. So that was cool, but it wasn't cool at the same time because like I was sitting so straight. I don't know. I tried to record this, guys, but my camera like shut off halfway through it. So this was towards the end. I don't think it caught it. It was clearing out the chakras along my spine. And then like I felt it come, like my temples open up. And I haven't had that feeling in a long time, because basically they're like these telepathic antennas is what I understand them to be, or what I've been told that they are. But I started getting little shocks in my lower back. And then I felt it starting to go up my spine. So I felt the energy like basically crawling up my back, clearing out chakras. And as I closed my eyes when I started feeling like this, because I got this sudden urge to sit up super straight. Like my body went bloop, like really like straight, and just holding it. So I closed my eyes,
and I could see it cycling because I was seeing colors. So it was going through the chakras, and then it would show which chakra it was in depending upon the color that I would see. This is a very normal thing for me. I see colors all the time. Seeing energy is one of like my stronger, I want to say, abilities, but naturally I just see energy very, very well. So I was watching it cycle through my chakras, and it ran it like 3 times. And then whenever it was done doing that, I started to see the energy very well in the room. Now, this to me indicates that my vibration is rising, and reality started to look very fake. I didn't get as high as what I got the first time that I did my Kambo ceremony. Whenever I did that, I actually like really saw like the angels and the beings, like all of the interdimensional beings step forward in the room. Like I could see very clearly through reality. But this time I was more grounded. It was working more on my throat, but I could just see a little bit through the matrix, is what I call it, the hologram of reality. It's basically, I see energy in the room, I see objects vibrating, I see auras, and then you start sensing beings, or you start sensing, you know, your spirit team with you, or other energies in the room as well too. So that's kind of like I was on the edge of the threshold, like bouncing back and forth between dimensions, honestly, is what it was. But I didn't push, like I didn't go all the way through. I honestly, like, I didn't want to do that because that probably would have effed up the rest of my day. She tells you whenever it's 20 minutes and you have the choice to either keep the medicine on. They call it flipping the medicine, which means they'll flip it over to the other side and see if they can get more into your system if you want to go longer, or they can wet the medicine, and that just like makes it get more into your system. And I didn't do either. I was still experiencing the medicine in my system at 20 minutes, but I wanted to keep it on. So you can go all the way up to 40 minutes, and I went to the 40-minute mark, but I could feel it tapering down by like 30 to 35 minutes. I was kind of already coming back. Like my body had already was fighting it off. I did still feel like the medicine on, because it does burn a little bit, guys, wherever the points are at, wherever it's being taken into your system. So it was burning a little bit. But I still did not feel like myself. I was very out there, loopy, until she did take it off. And guys, when she takes it off, or when the medicine gets taken off, like instantly, you're pretty much almost back to normal. Well, normal as you can be. You're gonna feel different because your energy bodies are now different, but you don't feel the sick feelings anymore. So like the pressure in my head went away, the flushed feeling went away, the heart palpitations went away, so those types of things. But the thing that did not go away was the mucus. The mucus stayed like right there, and I was coughing and spitting it up for a good portion of that day. One thing to note too, this time that I didn't experience the time before, my face swelled up pretty bad, and that's normal.
Oh my God. Wow. So, this is post Kambo. My face is so swollen. I look like I got Botox. This looks worse than Botox. Holy shit. That was so intense, guys. That was so intense. And I think because I was working in my throat chakra and where I placed the medicine, that is why my face reacted the way that it did, because it was so close to, you know, where the medicine was placed and where it was being taken into my body. So like my lips swelled up really bad. My cheeks got like chick-bunk cheeks, and I could feel like it just like all right here, guys. It was very uncomfortable, and it honestly stayed like that for a couple hours after. I did try to ice it. It was really uneven swelling at first, but honestly, guys, it was so funny because like my lips stayed swollen for like the rest of the day and a little bit into the next day, and it legit looked like I got lip injections, and honestly they ended up looking really freaking good. So
I don't know, guys. Maybe I'll get some lip injections and see what that does. I'll pop up a picture of right after the ceremony of what my face looked like, and then right in the evening, like after some hours passed. Definitely felt different afterwards. My husband noticed that I was in a much better mood. My energy was very high. I felt great. My physical body felt amazing, guys. You feel clean. I don't know how else to describe it other than you just feel clean. Some people experience after their Kambo ceremony that they get a huge energy spike, and that's what happened to me my first time. My first time I dipped in energy, so like as soon as I got home, I took a nap, and I was like, I thought I was out for the rest of the day. Like I was so drained because of how much energy that I pushed out of my body my first time. It was very, very tense. I got like a huge energy spike and a lot of clarity my first time afterwards. This time, I honestly kept a pretty steady energy, and I just had a little bit of a spike. I did get a lot of clarity, and it was during this time too that I signed up for my Kundalini yoga training. It always guides me to what I need in the moment and the path it's trying to put me on. So like last year, I gained some clarity on kind of what I wanted to do in my life and in my, energy work practice and what direction I wanted to head. And this time it was kind of the same thing. So it's helping give me clarity and guidance in my life. And I received a lot of downloads afterwards. So that's the thing, guys, is that like your physical body, it being cleared of toxins and then your energy being high, you get a lot of clarity in your life. If you think about it, guys, if your health isn't good or if you don't feel good, that's like draining your energy, right? If your health isn't in alignment, then nothing else truly matters in life. So that's why I really feel like too, it has to work in the physical body first and then work its way up. It's like the physical body is your foundation. So this time, like I didn't get as high of an energy spike as I did before, but my body felt very clean. I felt like my mood was so elevated. I felt energized. So I just honestly felt like I was in a really good place, and I felt a lot of appreciation and gratitude in life. I love these ceremonies for the after effects that it brings me. I don't necessarily love the ceremony itself. It's worth it to me because this is a way that I can cleanse my energy. It's actually very difficult too, guys, to put yourself through this. So it does build a lot of confidence. I mean, you're doing hard stuff. Nobody really wants to subject themselves to being this sick, but it's like you push yourself through it. You almost build a sense of confidence doing something hard where you don't feel like you can last much longer, with the medicine, or you don't feel like you're going to push through it and last the entire 20 minutes, but you realize just what the body is capable of doing. And it's really neat, guys, like looking at it from a perspective of your body is literally saving you. Like you see it happening right in front of your eyes. Like your body is reacting to save you without your conscious awareness. Like it's just doing its job without you having to think about it. And that is pretty cool. So it's a little scary because you don't feel like you're in control, but that's the whole point, is the point of practicing surrender as well too, and trust. So this is what it helps me do. And I felt really safe doing it because ultimately, like, you were guided to do this ceremony to begin with. You have a safe, like, a place to be vulnerable and have a practitioner there, and your body's going to take care of you. Like, that is one thing that I've always felt with all of my experiences, my crazy ass experiences with the energy, guys, especially with my Kundalini awakening. The more that I surrender, the more beautiful the outcome is. And I don't know how else to describe it other than the most wisdom I've ever gained, the most like beautiful spiritual experiences I've ever had have been in a state of surrender. Like I just give up my expectations, my control, whatever. And then ultimately I feel like there's a presence that's guiding me, or that's basically holding my hand, and I'm giving over all the power to it. Like I'm just trusting. I have faith in this thing, whatever it is. It's myself, essentially. It's a higher version of myself, God, if you want to call it that. But I'm literally putting all my faith into this other aspect of me and allowing it to show me what I need, rather than me trying to like do what I think I need. you know, I don't know how else to explain it other than it's just a beautiful surrender. And there's something so freeing and just so comforting about that. You literally feel like this energy, this thing in your body, like this interconnectedness has your back, and you can feel it in the ceremony. And you know, that's what they call, like, you know, maybe the interconnectedness that you feel like when you're on mushrooms or something like that. I don't know. Or the wisdom of the tree frog, that the download that you get, you feel that connectedness to all that is. But that's essentially like why I keep doing it, guys, is because it does help me practice surrender. It does connect me back to that interconnectedness to all that is. I get wisdom doing this as well too. I push through something hard and I'm gaining clarity and clearing my energy bodies. Like, I'm having spiritual experiences without having to do psychedelics or anything like that, or having to do hours of meditation. It's just like within 20 to 40 minutes of hard shit, right? And don't get me wrong, guys, I have spiritual experiences just, you know, without doing hours of meditation, but I'm just trying to express a point here. It's a very good tool, I feel like, and it's something that I like to keep in my spiritual tool belt whenever I want to use it and up level myself. This is how I do it, is with energy work and connecting to myself. You don't really have to do these things. I just like it because of the experiences that I get with it. And it's a very powerful way to manifest and to heal quickly. So anyways, guys, there was a lot of questions that I did get about if this was a psychedelic, and no, it's not. And I think I said that before in this video, but it is not a psychedelic. It is just a toxin, basically, and you just raise your vibration. So that's where the spiritual experiences come in, at least for me. Everybody's going to experience differently. So anyways, guys, that was my Kambo experience. I will continue to do it. Now, they say that you should really do, I think it is 3 treatments in a month for some really fantastic results. But I've only done 1 treatment a month. So I don't know, maybe sometime I will try that just to see what it does. But it probably just depends upon your practitioner too as well. But I will leave my practitioner information in the description box below. Her website's there too. She is amazing, guys. She's also a massage therapist, and she does Kundalini yoga, and I think some energy work and some sound healing as well too. So definitely check her out. If you're in the Springfield area, definitely go see her. I think she works at Precision Wellness. Beautiful soul. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I will try to address them, or definitely I'll leave her information down below. Hey guys, Editing Andy here. So I actually wanted to correct some information that I said where she worked. It's Awakened Healing plus Massage, and then it's inside a Gathering Place massage school in Springfield. Sending you all my light and all my love. We'll see ya.